One of the biggest changes we are likely to see in our lifetime is shift from the petroleum-powered engines to the electric vehicles. So let's see what these electric vehicles are all about and the investment opportunities around this area. So there are four major factors driving this change. The first one is the increasing choices of vehicles, and then the falling cost, and there are researchers showing that the cost of the vehicles, electric vehicles, would be in parity with most diesel types by the middle of the decade and exceed it shortly thereafter. And then improving battery technologies day by day factor. And the fourth factor, which is important of all, is the government policy, without which this revolution would have not happened. So the most important part of electric vehicle is its engine equivalent, which is the battery. Let's have a quick look at the supply chain of this battery. So the battery is mined first, and then the refining happens, and the battery materials are produced, and the battery pack is produced. The battery's first life comes into picture, which is the battery is used in the vehicles, and then it's recycled and finally disposed. So the supply chain is quite huge. Let's see the investment opportunities around the batteries, suppliers, and their producers. Many think of lithium as the new oil. Around 75% of global lithium production is controlled by just 5 firms: Albemarle, SQM, Jamfeg Lithium, Tianqi, and Livent. Cobalt and nickel are also widely used in lithium batteries. More familiar names such as Glencore, Vale, and BHP are the biggest suppliers of these metals. The next step of our journey sees battery producers buy the lithium and other metals and use them to build the battery packs which power electric vehicles. The biggest battery companies include Cattle, Panasonic, LG Chem, Samsung SDI, SK Innovation. There is also a growing list of startups focusing on the development of next generation solid state battery tech. Names to watch here include Ionic Materials, Sion Power, Solid Power, and QuantumScape. A safer and more efficient approach might be to gain exposure to a diversified basket of battery-focused stocks through exchange-traded funds or ETFs. One such example would be Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETF. Watch out for it. How about investing in the EV automakers itself? That seems to be a good idea, isn't it? Investing in companies that manufacture EVs is perhaps the most obvious way to profit from the EV theme, but success may not be as straightforward as you think. It has arguably left many valuations looking stretched. All those EVs need to be charged, isn't it? Prominent companies building and operate EV charging stations include Blink Charging, EVgo, Alphen, ChargePoint, and EVbox. There are a number of recycling startups worth having on your radar, namely Northvolt, Licycle, Lithion, Redwood Materials. Finally, consider investing in baskets of shares from across the entire value chain instead of just one or two companies. By adding lithium producers, battery manufacturers, electric utilities, recyclers, and EV charging station operators to your portfolio, you should definitely benefit. If you like this video, just like it, subscribe it,